What up, Unbreakable Kicks Army. I put my leg up right here in this chair for this one right here. I've been working on this particular sneaker deal since November of 2022, and I finally finished it in early March. I already see like the joints behind me. I want to say last time I did a crazy video, Army, it was finishing off all of the Air Jordan 1 collegiate PEs, which was like a 80K pickup, Army. So this one ain't as big as the Air Jordan 1s, but it's definitely a vibe. Let's check it out. Army, first and foremost, man, I gotta shout out my bros over there at English Soles, because if it wasn't for them, I would not have been able to get these joints to show you guys. So the first one right here, got an English Sole replacement box. If you guys would have ever buy collegiate PEs or samples and things of that nature, it's always good to get the OG boxes, but sometimes you might have to deal with a replacement box, man. And I mean, when it comes to these, I already know where they're gonna go. They're gonna go right behind me, Army. So we got the Air Jordan 6. The joints I got right here, Army, is in size 11.5. All of them are my personal pairs, and these are the Air Jordan 6 Oklahoma PEs. Now, from what I know about the collegiate joints, Army, is two schools that are, man, just crazy expensive and hard to get your hands on. Now, Oklahoma is not one of these. I want to say it was roughly around 200 pairs of the Air Jordan 6 Oklahomas made. Now, the colorway is dope because it's still like a bread colorway. It's not like varsity red, but as you see, you got the Chanel 23 on the right shoe. You got your Chanel Jumpman on the left. You got OU right here on the lace locks, and then on the heel of the shoe, of course, you got OU as well. Now, when it comes to Oklahoma, because we see so many red and black Air Jordans, I tend to not like these the most because it's just like, bro, it's just another red and black. But the sixes for these actually is dope. And when we first seen the sixes, Army, I wasn't the biggest fan because of the crackle material, but these have definitely grown on me. And hey, the first one we checking out, Army, is the Air Jordan 6 Oklahoma. Next up, we got another one. Again, replacement box, English Sole box. We got the Air Jordan 6. And these, low-key, are the easiest ones to get, Army. These are the Air Jordan 6 Michigan. Now, the reason why I say these are the easiest ones, number one, because my bros English Soles are from Michigan, so they heavily plugged with Michigan. So they always had a Michigan joints readily available for your boy. But when it comes to stuff like this, I want to get them all at one time. And again, like I said, I've been working on these since November. This was a big purchase. And finally, to be able to have them all, Army, like, it just feels good to have these complete. But it's like, once you complete one, then now, bro, you got all of the Air Jordan 1 lows out. But good thing about the 1 lows is that they are not as expensive as, like, these, because these have like the actual branding. Like, you only got Nike Air on the tongue for the Retro 1. So, again, those are not as expensive as like the 6s, the 1s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s. But I'm still gonna get them. Same with Oklahoma, Army. Chanel 23 on the right shoe, Chanel Jumpman on the left shoe, and bam, you got Michigan right here in the back. And it's so crazy that, you know, I got like a lot of Michigan shoes, seeing how I graduated from the University of Illinois. These is one of like our biggest rival schools, Army. But shoe, I honestly don't care about that stuff, man. Like, if it's a dope shoe, I want them joints in the vault, Army. So the second one, we got the Air Jordan 6 Michigan. Y'all, let's get to some of the good ones, man. Next up, what's these right here? Okay. Next up, we got the first. We got the Air Jordan 6 UCLAs, bro. Like, Army, I haven't seen these or opened up the box in probably about like a couple weeks. Again, I've had these for a while. But the UCLA, as of right now, Army, from the ones we checked out, are definitely my favorite. Like, when I was, man, how old was I? 16, I went on a college tour, and we went to UCLA. And that was the only school I actually bought something. Like, I bought a hat. I want to say I bought a jersey from there as well. And I just love the school. One thing about UCLA that I love is, like, they had, like, a dinosaur museum, like one of the buildings, and this was years ago. We went inside, they had like a replica of like a T-Rex. And I'm just like, bro, this school is dope. The school colors was dope, from like the blue and the gold or the yellow, Army. Like, these joints smacking. Again, this was the first Jordan UCLA PE. So when they dropped these, I'm like, man, Army, I'm in trouble now. They added more schools. Again, I love the colorway of this school. This was a dope school. Notre Dame was my #1 school that I wanted to go to. And Notre Dame is in Indiana, so it ain't that far. But like when I told my mom, I'm like, man, I low-key kind of want to go to UCLA. She was like, bro, that's far, man. And I'm glad that I stuck with, University of Illinois. Hey, that's home. You definitely had some other colleges that your boy was interested in. And U of I ain't got no PEs. Again, Jordan's son played there for like a year or two or whatever, man. So I'm surprised that U of I ain't got no PEs. University of Illinois, Urbana don't have any PEs, especially, again, like Jordan's son played there. But these joints right here are definitely my favorite. Again, Hill, you got UCLA back there, Chanel Jumpman, Chanel 23. And I want to say this was probably the first Air Jordan 6 PE that got leaked and we seen like the official images of. It was either these or the Marquettes. But once I seen these, I'm like, man, again, I ain't that big on like the crackle material on them. But I'm like, these joints are still dope though, Army. And I thought that these were probably going to be the most expensive out of the bunch, but we ain't even got to the most expensive joints yet, Army. But y'all let me know right now which one is y'all favorite. Again, the UCLA's is my favorite as of now. Next up, y'all, we got the Air Jordan 6 Marquettes. Now, when it comes to how many pairs, again, like I mentioned earlier, I want to say anywhere from like 200 to 400 on like Oklahoma, Michigan, UCLA. But when it comes to Marquette and Georgetown are the two PEs that they literally make the least amount. I want to say it's 40 of these made for Marquette. Now, when they did the Air Jordan 5 PEs, I liked the difference between Marquette and Michigan because they did an all yellow Air Jordan 5 for Michigan, and then they kept the navy and yellow for Marquette. But it was like, with the 6s, it reminded me like the 3s and the 4s. They almost look identical. You got your Marquette back here on the heel of the shoe. You got your lace locks of Army. It's the same demo with every school. Of course, just got the different colors. Marquette joints are cold. Like when it came to like the Marquette 3s, those are my favorite. But when it came to the 4s, I want to say Florida 4s were my favorite. For the 5s, I probably would have to go with maybe UNC as far as the 5s, Army, but the 6s, we ain't got to my favorite pair just yet. But when it came to the dollar amount, the Marquette 6s were the most expensive. And again, I like to get them all at one time, Army, because like size 11, 10 and a half, and 11 and a half are not sizes that you see every day when it comes to PEs. Like most of the basketball players wear like size 13, 14, 15. So those are less expensive. But like the size 10 and a half and 11, those are the ones that go to like the coaches and the staff and things like that. So those are way more expensive because they don't make as many of those particular sizes. Next up, Army, we got, these may be my new favorite that we've seen so far, Army. I absolutely love the Florida colorways. I don't know if it's because of like the logo that they throw on these, Army, but the Florida Gator 6s from the blue and the orange, you got your Florida Gator right there in the back. These joints just smack. These joints smack, Army. And I want to say the only other person that I know that got a few of these is like my bro Conceited. Conceited got a couple of the collegiate 6s, but it's not too many people out here with them now, Army. I got all the 1s, all of the 3s, all of the 4s, all of the 5s, and as you guys see, we're going through the 6s right now. So again, these are the Florida Jordan 6s. I love how they did the tongues on these joints as well. You got like that translucent tongue, and I could honestly see myself throwing these joints on feet first. Like these is clean. You got the 23 Chanel, you got the Jumpman Chanel, just an overall clean shoe. We got two more. Next up, we got the Air Jordan 6 Georgetown. Very different from the Georgetown 6s that we did get last year, but just like the Marquettes, like I mentioned, very expensive. I want to say Marquette 6s and Georgetown 6s, these two were more than a 10 piece. These two were more than 10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands. Like Marquette and Georgetown are always the most expensive, and these are clean. These are clean, Army. Like, again, this is my first time really looking at these joints outside the box. The lace lock on these joints go crazy, Army. The logo on the back go crazy. Right now, these is my new favorite. Georgetown 6s. These joints are clean. Now, I know we got the Georgetown 5s dropping later on this year, and they're going to be part of like the collegiate general release where you got the tab on the back, Army, but man, these are nice. A different material than the suede joints that we did have on the Air Jordan 6 Georgetown, the GRs that dropped last year. And like I said, y'all, it did take me some time to kind of get over the whole crackle material on these. But just overall, y'all know Air Jordan 6s is, I'm going to say my third favorite silhouette now. Because I want to say Retro 3s is my favorite. Then Retro 7s, then Retro 6s. So now that these are like my third favorite, there was no way possible I could pass up on getting all of these in my size, Army. Like, the thing about me when it comes to collecting PEs and samples is that all of them are my size. Like, I intend on rocking and putting all of these on the ground. Every single one is my personal pair. I ain't got no 13s. I ain't got no 14s just for show. These are all my personal sizes. And again, y'all, these joints right here is clean. So let me know how y'all feel about all of the Air Jordan 6 PEs that we have seen thus far. The last one I said is my favorite, but now I got to see how they, you know, match up against Georgetown. So I'm going to keep this Georgetown out while I check out this last one. Last but not least, Army. Last but not least, y'all should know which one it is, man. We got the Air Jordan 6 UNC PE, man. Everybody love them some UNC, man. So let me see exactly how these joints match up against Georgetown. These were my favorite. Bro, the colorway from the Obsidian on the patch, the Obsidian right here on the midsole of the shoe. They even threw sail on these joints, bro. Like, I ain't even tripping on like the sail or muslin that they threw on. Man, these might still be my favorite. Oh no, Army, which one is y'all rocking with the most? To me, it's honestly between Georgetown and UNC. All of them are dope. Like, I love Florida. I like the UCLA, like the Retro 6s. Again, I frowned upon these. I'm like, why they ain't just do suede? Why they ain't just do like a leather? Or why they ain't just do nubuck? But the crackle material, I honestly can dig it because I don't think we're going to get crackle material on another pair of Jordan 6s. Like, this may be the first time and the only time that they do this. So I was 100% here for these, Army. Y'all let me know. Now, I know a lot of people going to be like, oh, break. You know, if these are just GRs, they are sit. But guess what? They not just GRs, Army. So we got to stop saying that. We got to stop saying that, man. I definitely feel like money well spent with these. These are going in the back along with all of the other collegiates, Army. I am missing one. I'm only missing Howard. Now, my boy Drew English does have a size 10. I do feel like being down 88 pounds, Army, I may be able to fit inside a size 10 now. Like, I know my big bro Mayor, once he lost all his weight, he actually went down a size or half a size. I feel like I possibly, because again, like when I tried on the size 11 and a half the other day, I'm like, bro, these are huge, bro, pause. You know what I'm saying? So I may be able to get that size 10. And if so, he does have an Air Jordan 6 Howard. And I'm probably going to pick that up because Howard is part of the Air Jordan 1 lows. I plan on picking those up as well, Army. And that was the first HBCU Jordan collab, Army. Your boy definitely got to grab those, man. So, Army, y'all let me know how y'all feel about the Air Jordan 6 Collegiate PE set. I pretty much got all of them. Army, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And other than that, you got your boy Unbreakable. You got the Unbreakable Vote. Unbreakable Army, stand strong like always. Most importantly, hug your loved ones. And of course, remain humble. And we out.
I hit Unbreakable for the uses. He the plug, call him when I need him. These old's tough, but he get him easy. Yours old him first season. Them most beefy looking like two laughs. Two less cause your ass taking nail.